The light of the world will bring peace to every mind through my forgiveness, and let me not forget my function. Just to actively attempt to forgive is a beautiful thing. Just being there, choosing forgiveness instead of resentments and grievances. We have such a habit of our lives and through our experience of choosing to grieve or to be upset, to hold grudges for like days on end, years. Still a twinge, just the thought of this happening or that happening years ago. It's like, ooh, can't believe they did that. And yet we're choosing in that moment to still feel that pain and still essentially have that pain in the world. Instead of choosing, maybe it's time. Maybe it's time to finally let this go. And you, of course, don't have to wait that long. It's always time. Hopefully, by the practice of this, eventually you get to this instantaneously is time. It's time right away. It's time to forgive, to let it go, to be free, to free yourself, to free the world from all of this. So this brings peace to every mind through my forgiveness is a beautiful thing in the sense of peace. You think of peace, but then you think of in this world. And yes, you can have peace in this world, but you almost can't have this world with peace. So it's a little tricky because this is actually, again, about getting out of the dream, getting out of this reality, ascending. So as much as that is a pretty big concept for a lot of people, we just want to recognize that if we literally forgive everything, even as we discussed in the last lesson about that bubble popping, if you pop all the bubbles, not just do you forget everything, but you don't have a world to see. And it sounds like you just popped your brain. Not quite like that, but it really is the definitions of the world, which I get more so into in the intensive. But in this sense of what just forgiveness is, just choosing forgiveness is literally, I choose freedom instead of this. I choose peace instead of this. Forgiveness is the actual practice of that choice. Like, you want it, so you actually forgive it. You can't just be like, oh, I wanted peace in this guy, but this guy's such a dick. Man, I never can have peace. I can't have peace because this guy and that thing. Nothing's gonna work because of this. You actually be like, oh, I have to forgive, not them. Not them. They don't have to forgive. Nobody else has to forgive. Nobody has to forgive but you. Nobody. Like, seriously, you'll find that there's these big struggles that like go with families and stuff. Big spat between neighbors, big spat between brothers and sisters, also years on end, years, right? And they're just hold grudges, all sorts of stuff. And you'd be amazed at how often it happens, even if it's just like a fight right now. As soon as you choose to forgive, and you actually forgive, and you're going to go to them and tell them that you're forgiven, you're going to do this whole process, guess what they're doing? The exact same thing, like literally 99% of the time. At the exact same time, you are choosing to forgive and let it go. And then they confront you at the same time. And they're like, I just chose to forgive you. I am going to let... And you're like, no, I chose to forgive you. And who chose? We chose at the same time to forgive because it is one mind. But then this whole spat, no, I chose to forgive you first. No, it was me, I forgive you first. No, me first, I first, la 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 la. Hopefully you're a little more mature than that. But it happens all the time because it literally is the same mind. You guys, we have one mind. And you see that the forgiveness that you are choosing and you actually do, you see that the other people do it as well at the same time. Or they've done it a long time ago and you're just slow. Either way. But it's a remarkable thing. I see it all the time. I see it all the time. And it's always an indicator for me. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to let this go. And then they're like, oh, this is so stupid. It's like, oh, I just let it go. I totally just let it go. And at the same time, it's a remarkable thing. Because of what this world actually is. It's in the dreamer's mind. They're going to be holding grudges as long as they represent you holding grudges. They are your excuse. Like the whole world is built off of all this junk, mumbo jumbo crap. Because you got it in your mind unforgiven. It's absolutely fact. And you'll see it. You'll see it firsthand yourself, if you haven't already. As you're letting it all go, it's disappearing. It's literally disappearing. You're falling out. Your world will get smaller. Unless you're looking for it. Then you find it. You find it as big as you're looking for it. So let me not forget my function in the sense of how easy is it to just get... I'm not going to do it. No, I'm not doing it. Just choose. You have to choose it. And it's not just you have to do this, little boy. No, it's you want to. You want to. So if you remember that you want this, you want to know God, you want to know truth, you want to be at peace, you want to be happy, you want to transcend whatever it might be. You want it. Therefore you would do it. You won't forget because you actually want it. Forgetting is kind of a whole scheme of the ego. When you don't actually want something, I mean, when you want something like you want to, you want sex, you don't forget about having it. You're looking for it. Right? You want to eat. Oh, guess what? You're going to find food. Right? I know these things seem obvious, but in everything that you do, the things that you really want, you put effort into and you actually get, right? You work hard every day for it. Those are the things you actually want, right? So you're here. I mean, you're in lesson 82. You want it. So you're going to remember. So keep remembering. Don't let it go. Don't let go of what you want. Yeah, it's not like forcing you. No one's forcing you to do any of this. You want this. That's this course is not required. Well, I mean, A Course in Miracles is required because it's your life. But this whole expediting of A Course in Miracles, this whole speeding process, no one's forcing you to do this. You can take your time. I mean, it's been like, what, billions of years now? Like, you got eternity to play with. You're taking eternity, aren't you? But now you're here. You're taking this prime opportunity to save the world and to save yourself along with it through this forgiveness. Hallelujah. Good job.